up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So in this episode of This Week in Warframe, we got the entire weekly reset and what to expect as a Warframe player this week. And this week, November is finally over. We got the big dev stream on Friday, the double credit weekend, and also Warframe Android closed beta starts on this upcoming Friday as well. So yeah, hope you enjoy these types of videos. If you do, we're also live on stream right now, some Omniforma bundle giveaways. We'll be doing a couple of those tonight. And the first item over here is going to be a rifle ribbon mod from Teshin for 75 steel essence. These rifle ribbon mods are actually kind of cheap nowadays compared to how much they used to cost. So yeah, use your steel essence accordingly to how much you have, basically. Yeah, so as far as that double credit weekend, I got a double credit farming video that came out like yesterday, and that is going to be starting on November 28th. The dev stream is also going to have an Omniforma drop on the 28th at 2 p.m. ET as well. So I'll be live stream reacting to that. I'm also going to have an overview video on the channel right after that's done too. So yeah, hopefully no issues like last dev stream where there was like internet issues. You also might notice too, my Chroma is pretty much good to go. He's got his power strength invigoration. I've got a 600% power strength Chroma ready for this double credit weekend. I cannot wait. I will be also doing Profit Taker farming help on stream, so come on, stop by after the dev stream next week if you want, or next Friday. All right, first thing over here, we got some Dormizone stuff, got a melee ribbon and some adapters, nothing too crazy here. You can use your Pathos clamps here to grab some items on a weekly basis. All right, so let's move over to the Dormizone. Yeah, also, like I said, Warframe Android closed beta is starting, but I think you had to already sign up for that. But yeah, that is also a thing that's happening in the very near future too. We'll be getting the release date for the old piece update on Friday. And my current prediction is December 10th for the day of the update. Now I'll have Proto-Wisp, Proto-Hero, Uriel, and more. All right, for your calendar here, the first drop's going to be a singular arcane or a form of blueprint. Not a good start, honestly. Next level, you got a purple shard. Okay, so let's get a little bit better. Purple shard or an XP booster. Probably go for the purple shard. And then as far as your first buff for this week, got power gains, one of the most consistent buffs to grab, just easy power strength. Toxic shot, giving you gas damage on your guns. Or practice precision, giving you melee critical chance. Power gains is probably the most reliable, easy one to use. For page 2 here, you got your second loot drop here is a fully built Forma, which is nice to see. Or a 3-day resource drop chance booster. Good for arbitration missions to get more Vitus Essence. Really up to you, but the Forma is fully built, which is nice. Second tier of buffs here, you got Heavy Javelin, giving a radial javelin attack after doing a heavy, after you have a combo multiplier. It's a weird buff. It's powerful, but it's definitely weird. I wouldn't recommend it overall. Have a Blast is also very weird, but pretty powerful too. Every 10th shot adds a 10x blast proc on hit. I believe it scales with multi-shot shotguns. You just get constant blast procs. So maybe try that one if you haven't before. And Magnetic Menace, a not very good ability. Every 5th ability cast makes a magnetic status effect on an enemy in front of you. The funny thing is they call it a magnetic status effect. It's more like a mag bubble will appear on them, so it's not a mag status effect at all. But yeah, every 5 abilities will make a mag bubble on an enemy in front of you. I would say just go with either Have a Blast or Heavy Javelin. These are all not the best perks this week. Afterwards, you got a 2k Koopa drop or 1 arcane, another not very worthwhile reward here. And for your last page here, you got a 3-day mod booster. That's nice to see. Reminder, these only come from very specific spots like right here, or from Borrow Katir, or from like a really rare drop from a sortie. A couple other spots too, but yeah, if you want to grab this, you can get, so Endo counts as a mod as far as the game's code, and so do Arcanes from killing Thrax and Void Cascade. So really good stuff there. Or an Aura Form, or an Omniforma Blueprint. I wouldn't bother with this one because you have to use 4 Forma to build this thing in the first place. So yeah, just grab the mod booster. And for your final drops here, you got Broaden Horizons, giving more increased ability range after you pick up an orb for 10 seconds. Pretty good. Practice Precision, again, giving more crit chance for melees. Aura Special Shots, giving built-in energy regen all the time. In these 1999 missions, to be specific. For your last drop, you got 1 Arcane or an Exodus Warframe Adapter. Basically, 1 Plat or 20 Plat. Go for the 20 Plat, in my opinion. So that's going to be good stuff right there. Now, if you are not prepared for Profit Taker, those buffs right there will work farming the Infested Cache for Legosite Harvest. So, yeah, if you are like, I don't want to figure out the Profit Taker. It's too much modding, this and that, too much paying attention. If you want it to be nice and easy, you could do the infested cache. Now, I would say only do that if there's a bounty up that marks the cache for you, because having to go hunt down the cache can be pretty annoying. But yeah, we'll talk about that maybe more next week. Alright, so what we have here is we have the Elite Temporal Archimedia, the best spot to get combined Archon Tau Shards in the whole game. These missions rotate weekly, and it requires rank 5 of the Syndicate to access this special elite mission. Alright, as far as your mission types, so you got Legacite Harvest is the first one, Exterminate, and the final boss fight, the Tank, at the end. For your modifiers, let's see what we got. So Parallel Evolution is the first one. The Legacites evolve other enemies nearby as the mission progresses. So enemies will have weird abilities, shouldn't matter too much. Next modifier, Beyond the Wall, the Murmur. Enemies join the ranks of the Skulls and the Tech Rot. So expect to see some of those arm enemies. Maybe some dog robots. We'll see what happens. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. And Jade Spirits. Jade Wisps haunt the region. If approached, they will chase down that player responsible, transform into a Jade light beam. So lots of Jade Xmas lasers. Next, for your Exterminate, should be pretty straightforward. But never mind, we have the annoying modifier Cache Crash here. If you don't open the supply cache, you have double the enemy kill count. So basically, if you don't open the cache with the your Fervon charges, it will be like 400 enemy Exterminate, and they will not spawn 400 enemies until you jump back and forth at the end of the mission. So trust me, get the cache completed. If you don't do that, Cache Crash is one of the most annoying modifiers in the game because it takes so long to complete the mission. Next, Miasmite Swarm. Tech Rot Miasmite Swarm out of the shadows to damage you throughout the mission. They will jump on you and cause a fire proc. And the last one, Bolster Belligerents. All enemies at Overguard. Okay, that's a pretty annoying Exterminate as far as Exterminates go. For the last mission, the Tank, you've got Thermion Plating as the modifier. Only Thermion RPGs can damage the boss. Reinforcement that drop the RPGs will arrive during the fight. In my opinion, this makes the fight easier than usual because those rocket launchers do a good chunk of damage. Next, Competitive Streak. One of the worst modifiers possible. The random negative penalties from face-off mode will be active during this mission. That means that lots of troll things can happen, like all energy regeneration is disabled. It says no energy orbs. It means no nothing. No like energy nexus, no energy pads. Anything that would give you energy does not work during that modifier. So very, very annoying one. There's also a fake waypoints modifier too, just to make it really annoying. So yeah, have fun with that one. And then the last modifier on that one is Bold Venture. Enemies deal less damage and take more damage, but also have increased movement, attack speed, and fire rate. For your personal modifiers, you can turn these on or off for more loot. You got the first one, Untreatable. Pickups do not heal, and health orbs cannot be picked up. So hopefully you have a frame like Oberon or Wisp to heal you up there. Gear Embargo means no gear allowed, so no on-call crew members, no energy pads, no nothing like that. Secondary Wounds gain a Puncture proc whenever you take damage, and Puncture procs make you deal less damage to enemies. But thankfully, we're so overkill in Warframe, it doesn't really matter that much. And the last one, Fractured Armor. Casting ability reduces your armor by 10% for 10 seconds. So that might be annoying for Calervo, but again, Calervo gets Overguards, who really cares about that? Good luck getting those Archon Tau Shards and Arcane Hotshot. Alright, we're going to go over to the next planet now, which will be the Elite Deep Archimedia. That's the Elite Temporal Archimedia. Same idea, different planet, and almost the same amount of loot, too. So, yeah. This will also require rank 5, the Kavia Syndicate. And these are going to use things called Netracell Search Pulses. So once you beat the Whispers in the Wall quest, you get access to the Netracell missions. And then once you go further and increase the rank of the Syndicates, you can do these special elite missions with your Netracell Search Pulses. Alright, so, yeah. Over here, we got the same idea, but different planet. Let's see what we got. So as far as the mission modifiers and mission types, you got Survival, Near Defense, and Assassination. This is probably going to be one of the longer missions here with the boss fight's easier. Survival and Near Defense are pretty long, but yeah, the boss fight nowadays is really easy to kill. Sadly, this would have been a great time to farm Stella, but DE made the boss fight go so fast nowadays, you can't really farm Stella from this anymore. Because the modifier Relentless Tide is here, it will spawn infinite enemies, but infinite in quotations because now if you kill an enemy, it damages the boss. So, yeah. Goodbye, the Stella meta. But as far as the modifiers, you got hostile support on the Survival. The life support towers don't work. Necromechs will spawn instead, giving life support drops when killed. So get ready to kill a lot of mechs. I think Valkyr and Varuna should be pretty good for this one. Next, hostile regeneration. All enemies will slowly regenerate their health. So yeah, make sure you're really good at killing mechs here. And Vampire Limitus. These ghosts, vampire ghosts will chase you down, and they kill you pretty fast. They drain your health and energy. Just be aware of your surroundings when you're jumping around this mission. Mirror defense is the next one. This could potentially be very annoying. Oh my gosh, another Vampire Luminous. 2 back-to-back Vampire Luminous, really. But the first modifier is Glyph Inflation. You need to pick up 100 glyphs instead of 50 to activate the defenses of the Mirror defense objective. And then, as I said, Vampire Luminous are back again. They're sticking around after the first mission. The Vampire Luminous ghosts are back, draining your health energy and killing you really fast. So keep an eye on your surroundings. And Fortified Foes, Guardian Eximus units may appear, including Guardian Eximus mechs. This shouldn't be that bad. There was an objective last week, or a modifier last week that made it constantly losing health. That was annoying. This one won't be as annoying, thankfully. And for your last mission here, the boss fight, as I stated, the Relentless Tide, it will be constantly attacking, also constantly spawning enemies. But yeah, it's honestly a really, really fast fight nowadays. And that last two are Myopic Munitions. Enemies only take damage if a player is within 15 meters of them. And all enemies will also have Overguard because of Bolstered Belligerence. For your personal modifiers, you got another Fractured Armor one. Casting ability reduces your armor by 10% for 10 seconds. Transference is Sorcerer, a very annoying modifier. No operators or drifters allowed. Abbreviated abilities, ability duration reduced by 50%. And ammo deficit, reduced ammo by all sources by 75%. Lots of very annoying modifiers this week, but yeah, you'll get lots of loot if you go stick through it. So good luck on that one. Moving over to Bird 3, this guy's got a guaranteed shard every week. And as far as the shard this week, you got a red ARchon shard if you are rank 5 of the Syndicate. You get lots of good stuff if you do rank 5 of the Syndicate, turns out. But yeah, nice guaranteed red shard there, no RNG required. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to the Incarnon, so the Steel Path. We have some really top-tier Incarnons this week. It's actually a pretty good week for loot overall. But yeah, as far as what we got for the normal circuit, first off, these frames can be farmed pretty easily. Here we got Ash, normal, Frost, normal, and Nyx, normal. So as far as their helmet abilities do, the helmet ability of Nyx is Mind Control, which mind controls the enemy. Frost, helmet ability is Ice Wave, it causes a cold slowing area, pretty good. And the Shuriken ability of Ash is his helmet ability. It's not really used that much. Now, the thing about this, though, is that farming Ash is very annoying. Farming normal Ash, I believe he comes from Railjack Defense nowadays, which you don't want to be there. Trust me, you really don't want to be there. Frost comes from, I think it's Lech Krill, and then Nyx comes from Forid, which is one of the fastest boss fights in the game. So, yeah, go ahead and grab Ash here. He's very annoying to farm. He used to drop from Manix back in the day, but they made it more annoying at some point because of reasons, so... yeah, go ahead and grab that, or just don't grab any of them because their helmets aren't that useful. Moving on to the Steel Path of cards, you got some top-tier guns this week, and some pretty good melees to boot, too. So, yeah, as far as what we got here, we got the Bow Incarnon, the Latron Incarnon, the Furus Incarnon, the Furax Incarnon, and the Strun Incarnon. So, just straight off the bat, the worst one this week is the Furax Incarnon. Make sure you're not grabbing the Furax Incarnon as your top-tier one, okay? Let's just start that off. So, first off, though, we got the Bow Incarnon. This thing is a long-range staff. And as far as what it does in the Incarnon form, once you get a 6x combo multiplier, they're going to give you 4 extra meters of range, which is a lot of range. That's more than Prime Reach gives you, and you can stack it with Prime Reach for some of the most hilariously far-range melees in the game. So yeah, 4 meters from that, 3 meters from Prime Reach. I think it's got like 2 or 3 meters built in. Then you throw on like a range rivet. It's like 13 meters. Add melee influence. Melee influence is 20 meters AoE. It's like a 30-meter AoE melee. Hilariously long stick, very good at killing lots of enemies. If you have a Midas Impact Riven, it makes it where the electric is more likely to proc. For the melee influence, it's even better. So yeah, good one for sure. Underrated by many players, including me at certain points. So yeah, I'd recommend it as the only melee to grab this week. Some of the perks on here, like Subtle Force and Absolute Dominion, gives lots of stat increases. Now, the best gun this week is up for debate. We've got some of the best guns in the game, though, for Incarnon. We've got these Latron Incarnon, the Furus Incarnon, and the Strun Incarnon. These are some really top-tier guns, for sure. But as far as what these ones do and what's the best of the best, the Latron Incarnon is probably going to be viewed by a lot of players as the best one this week for the primaries. The secondary is only one pistol, and the pistol is top tier for sure. But yeah, the Latron Incarnon is a precision rifle. Get some headshots of this thing, it will become a bouncing fireball launcher with ridiculous crit stats. If you don't want to go to the crit department, though, you got some really good perks as well, like Flensing Spikes, removing enemy armor per puncture proc. It's a puncture weapon, so... And also, this is not a non-ability armor strip, so certain things that are immune to abilities can still get armor stripped by this, so unique in that way. But I'll usually just running critical parallel on this thing to give tons of crit chance and crit damage. Now, as far as which Latron should you go for, the Latron Prime, the Latron Wraith? The Latron Prime is better, but the Latron Wraith has slightly more crit chance. That's like the main department it's better in. But yeah, as far as the best perks on here, Riddled Target gives you built-in 100% multi-shot, because why not? You've got critical parallel, like I said. This thing is just a bouncing fireball death launcher. It's really good, and I use it quite often, actually. Lots of people use it quite often. So yeah, great time to grab the Latron Prime from like a buyer or from a seller or something like that. Now, no primes needed on this one. The Furious Incarnon is just the Furious. There's no prime version of it, so you can throw the Furious Incarnon on the normal Furious. As far as what this thing does is a jet engine of destruction. Get some headshots and go to Incarnon form, and this thing is purely fire damage, and it hits really, really hard. We're talking 1 tick of damage kill level 10,000 enemies easily, too. So really strong stuff. The only thing that is really maybe a downside to this weapon is the range of it is not the most... It's not a sniper pistol, basically. It's a jet engine, so it can hit, like, relatively far ahead of you. But, yeah, mainly just use it as, like, a closer range destroyer. Some great perks on here, like Elemental Balance, giving tons of status chance. You got a Storm Burst. Now, if you like to play Wisp, let's say you just got Wisp Prime for the Resurgence. This gun is great with Wisp Prime because of this perk right here. It's called Storm Burst. On hitting enemy affected by an electric proc, you get extra multi-shot, up to 120% more multi-shot. So, ridiculously good. And that's going to be in addition to all the other perks this thing's going to have too. So, really good stuff with Wisp, really good stuff with everybody. Just fire procs galore. Okay, fire procs galore. I wish I could explain this weapon like that, but it's more like fire procs are a snore on this one. It does like 4 damage. But yeah, as far as what the Furax Incarnon does, it sounds more exciting than it actually is. Gain heavy slam efficiency and leave a fire trail after a heavy slam. Let's pretend the fire trail part doesn't exist because it does like literally like 4 damage. The main thing you want to care about on this, if you do use it, is a big stat upgrade to the Furax, and also it gets built-in heavy slam efficiency, so you can slam over and over again with maximum combo. Yeah, a fist weapon, that's pretty much all it does. So yeah, relatively low power. It's still a steel-pathic card, so it's probably still the best punching weapon in the game, besides like Atlas's fists. But yeah, I would recommend, guys, lowest tier choice this week for sure. Because the thing is, the main use of the Furax is to buff fire rate for pistols, and you don't even need the Incarnon for that. So yeah, low tier for sure. If you want to punch an Acolyte and just kill them in one hit, I guess you could grab it. But yeah, the Incarnon form is very underwhelming. The fire field, it shouldn't even be there, honestly. So yeah, low tier for sure. Not low tier at all is the Strun Incarnon. You got the Strun Prime and the Strun Wraith on here. I say go for the Strun Prime. But yeah, a hard-hitting pellet shotgun that has like multi-shot. But the amazing thing is once you get some headshots to this thing, it becomes a rocket launcher. So very hard-hitting, very high stats, and some of these perks are crazy good, like Elemental Balance, giving 132% increase the status chance on the Incarnon form. And of course, when you throw on mods there too, it will make the status chance go crazy. So yeah, great stuff with like a blast build, a pure fire build, even a corrosive build can be great on here too. Very, very good stuff. And yeah, it's got great perks too, like Blazing Barrel. On firing the gun, increased multi-shot. Stacks up to 5 times. Like, why not? You know, why not just give me 25 more pellets on this thing just because I feel like it? So, really crazy good. Now, as far as the best of the best this week, it's going to really depend if you want a shotgun or a rifle, I'd say. But yeah, the pistol here is non-negotiable, one of the best pistols in the game. Again, if it had more range, it would be top tier. But it has limited range, so it's top tier, but like maybe second place in the whole game. So I say go grab the Latron Incarnon and the Furious Incarnon. And the order of which you grab them is going to be up to you. I'd say you could maybe grab the Furious Incarnon first because it's a top tier pistol, and then Latron second. But yeah, if you want to grab a shotgun, you could easily replace the Latron on this list with a Strun, and it's going to be top tier for sure. The Boar Incarnon and the Strun Incarnon are both very high contenders for the best shotguns in the game, if you include Incarnons. And yeah, don't forget the bow. I mean, if you want that 30-meter range melee, that's also an option for you too, guys. So lots of good stuff besides the Furax. Let me know which one you picked in the comments down below. Hope that was helpful to you. All right, moving on to the ARchon Hunt. We got a Snake ARchon on the loose, and I got a Noko Power Strength buff. Nice. As far as your mission modifier, or your mission types, so you got Spy, Defense, and Final Boss Showdown. Now, I was going to make a video about farming a bunch of Sentient Cores from this, but you do need to have the Interception mission for that, so that video might not come out this week, actually. But yeah, Amber Archon Shard from the Snake. Let me know how that goes for you. Hopefully you get that Archon Tau Shard. All right, moving on to the Nightwave. Sadly, there's not enough rep to go to get the augment yet, but it should be in like 2 weeks to get the Hema augment. But yeah, as of right now, let's see what we got going on this week for Nightwave. First Nightwave is Flawless. Clear a Railjack boarding party without your Warframe taking damage. You can use Rhino with Iron Skin. That should work great for that. There's also the ability called Intruder Stasis. It will stun the entire boarding party on your Railjack ship. So relatively easy modifier. Next one, Good Friend. Help climb with his weekly mission. It's like a 10-minute survival. It's free rep at least. Next one, Antiquary is your first elite weekly. Open a relic of each type, besides Requiem. Lith, Meso, Neo, Axie. Just pick the quickest missions you can find for that. Oh no, not this one. Day Trader. Win 3 rounds of the Index in a row. I mean, there is a double credit weekend coming up. But yeah, you do not. If you're farming credits, you do not want to be in the Index if you want to be really efficient about it. So, yikes. I might still do it just to get the rep. But yeah, maybe wait until the double credit weekend to actually do this one, because you'll be getting double the amount of credits. And for your permanent weeklies, you got Kill 30 Eximus, complete 15 missions, and kill 500 enemies. Pretty straightforward on that front. All right, moving on to your cred store here. Let's see what we got going on. We got our Evergreen stuff at the top as per usual. You got a Styanax helmet, you got a Dante helmet, you got a Comey helmet. Good stuff if you want to grab those. The Goth helmet is also kind of cool to see, but no Arcane helmet, sadly. All right, for your augment mods, you got Photon Overcharge for the Galaxian. Nice! This augment used to cost like 200 plat. So yeah, I did put the Galaxian in my top 10 non-Incarnon primaries video from like 2 days ago, and this augment is really good on it if you're using a cold-focused build. So very, very nice. You've also got the Efficient Beams mod for Convectors. If you use the Convectors, you must have this mod, basically. Burst of Maximus Quanta, Dizzy rounds the Bronco, another must-run augment for the Bronco. And you got aura mods like Corrosive Projection and Steel Charge, some pretty good ones right there. Got the Ceramic Dagger Blueprint if you want to grab the Incarnon. That should be here in like a week or two. But you want to grab the Weapon Blueprint while you're here. You got the Wolf Salute emote. That's kind of cool. If you don't have that, you can grab that for Nightwave creds. And you got some Conclave augment mods like Deceptive Bond, Purifying Flames, Shrapnel Round, and Accelerated or Focus Acceleration. And yeah, that's basically your weekly reset, guys. You got the big dev stream starting on Friday. That'll be the last dev stream of the year, by the way, too. So yeah, come on, stop the live stream if you're not already. We're gonna be pulling some giveaways here, doing some weeklies with chat, and yeah, maybe wait on that Nightwave challenge for the double credit weekend, as I said. So take it easy, guys. See you next time. Peace.